going to be doing a DIY project, and I'm going to show you how to make this floral candle holder. You can use them at parties, you can use them for your own home. Of course, you can do different color flowers, but I really made this specifically for our wedding, and I'm so excited. So let's get started. So the first thing you need are tools. These are wire cutters in there. We're very, very sharp. So we're gonna be using those. Scissors, shears, an X-Acto knife, a glue gun, lots of glue. And the materials we're going to need are a bowl. So 4 inches tall, 5 inches wide is what I'm using. You're going to need this is a little vase, as we're actually going to be making a hole in this and sticking it in there. And then you're going to need some lace. It's just lace, 2.5 inch lace. I have these pearls, but they're round on the top and they're flat on the bottom. And that's going to help when we are sticking them onto here. It's harder if they're completely round, so it's better if they're flat on the back. Floral wire. I would say you're going to need at least 12 to 15 feet of floral wire. So I have a couple of these. You're going to need these LED candles. So this candle holder is really specifically for LED candles. It's not for the burning candles because I don't know how it's going to react with all the glue and the fabric around it. If it sparks, it's probably not going to be a good scene. And then you need a whole bunch of beads. They're pearl beads, and I have some big pearls and some other things in there too. You're gonna need about 20 handmade flowers. And I'm gonna do a different tutorial of how to make these handmade flowers. They're so pretty. They're made out of charmeuse, which is the easiest way I've found to make them. So I can show you later how to make these, but you're gonna need about 20. And now we're ready to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take our bowl and attach the lace to the bowl. I am going to start on the top. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm just kind of lining the top up with the edge of the bowl. The top of the lace with the edge of the bowl. And with this, the glue seeps through the lace really quickly and it can burn your fingers. So I just like to put like a little bit and then I tap it down, and I'm just doing the edges right now. So I'm gonna stretch it to meet it and then tap it down. And then a little bit of glue gets on my fingers, but it's not bad. Okay, so you get the initial attachment and then you're pretty much ready to go. You're gonna keep turning the bowl until it's all attached. Glue, tap it down, glue, tap it down, and then we're going to keep going. Okay, and then when we get to the edge here, what we're going to do is we're going to overlap it. We're going to take our shears and we're going to cut it. Okay, and then this little part right here we are going to glue down. And then you have all of these loose sections up here. So you're going to go back and you're going to glue them. And before you finish, you are going to want to put some lace on the bottom. Oh my God, it dries so quickly. And just get it around the edges. So the next part is to put our pearls, our flat back pearls, onto the candle holder. And you can decorate it however you want. I like to put the pearls like this, just kind of randomly, and I'll show you. They already have a sticky back, but I like to use extra glue. So what I'll do is I'll just put some glue and then I will glue it on. And then you can make whatever decoration you want. And there you have it. Next thing you want to do is prepare your vase with the pearls in it. And then you're going to place this on top. And then eventually this will go on top of that. I'm going to fill it up until it like covers the bottom, I think. It just looks better. You have to cut a hole right here with your X-Acto knife. So you really have to know where it's going to go, and it shouldn't be off-centered. So you're going to want to look on the bottom and make sure that it's centered. You can make like a couple of holes, starting holes. See, how you can see the hole, the starting holes. So I'm just holding it in place and doing like some starting holes around, and then I'm going to cut deeper ones. So then you can see I'm just connecting them. See how I cut that circle? I'm going to keep fitting it. So it's not completely centered on the bottom, but it still looks good. Going to fill this up with glue. I'm going to put them together. You want to make sure it's completely flat on the top, and then really you just want to let it dry. So now it's time to prepare your flowers, and we're going to need to put some glue and attach it to floral wire on the bottom. And then we're going to be putting them kind of like in here, all the way around. And we take our floral wire, then we're going to take our finger and we're just kind of wrap it around, creating this shape. To keep on wrapping just like this until we got a nice cap at the top, enough for the glue to adhere to. Then once we got the cap, then we're going to just bend it down, and we're gonna cut it here with our wire cutters. I have my wire cutters here on my jewelry pliers, and it's going to be, I'm making them like 2.5 inches long. And then what we do is we take our glue and we apply the glue to the wire, and then we put it in here and we just push down. So you have to be careful of anything on the inside that it doesn't pop off, and the glue is super hot for a couple minutes, so I just try to lightly press it from the back just to make sure it kind of goes in between the rings, and I think that's how it holds best. You can even sew these on, like loop it around and stuff, but it takes a while, so I tend not to do that. But you definitely could if you wanted to make it more secure, because if you push these the wrong way, they will pop off, just like anything we're doing here. You really have to secure it. I'm going to use more glue on the bottom of this too, and you really need to see which bases and which adhesives work best for you, okay? But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to put glue. They need a couple minutes to set and to dry, so don't try to use them right away. So I am going to do this to all of my flowers. Okay, so after you have all your flowers on your wires, then it's time to stick them into your floral foam. You might have to adjust the length of your floral wire as you go along. I like my floral wire on the bottom pieces to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to clip these down. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end of the floral wire, and then I'm going to use just the stem to push it into the foam. I'm going to try not to adjust the front or touch the flower at all, because they tend to come off if they're played with too much or pulled. So now I'm just going to stick it up in there, just like this, until I get it to the length that I want it. And I'm going to keep going all the way around on the base until it's covering this bottom section, and then I'm going to move up into the middle. I'm going to do them about 1.5 inches apart, and I'm kind of pushing them in up at an angle. And you can always adjust the angle of your flower because the wire is very malleable. All right, so what we're going to do next is add more glue to this top section. I'm going to do glue in big beads. So by the time I get the bowl all glued up, hopefully the glue on top of the floral foam will not be dry yet. I'm going to have to move all of the flowers out of the way. Once I get everything out of the way, then you're going to set it down and push. You're going to want to make sure that it's centered, and then I'm just going to add pressure. I'm also going to add some more glue to the bottom rim. Get in where you can. So now this needs to dry. You can just arrange the flowers so they look the way you would like. Make sure there's no gaps in the arrangement. And then once this is dry, then you're going to add your candles. Okay, so once everything is dry and together, then you're going to add your LED candles. Here we go. And then it's complete.